Alrighty, looks like it is 7:30, so let's get started with our 2020 Panini Prizm Football Random Player 1 Megabox break number 2. Just like with all of our random player breaks, we list everybody in random.org in the order of which they purchased their spots. We'll randomize that list 5 times and then match that up against an alphabetical player list from the product. Good luck, everybody. Once, twice, 3 times, 4, and lucky number 5. And we've got Evan in the top spot. And we've got Melissa in the bottom 2 spots. Well, thank you for that, DJ. I appreciate that you appreciate that. That is kind of, honestly, that's kind of the whole purpose behind my breaking and why I started a few years back, is to be able to kind of have a more affordable model for folks who wanted to get into something but didn't want to spend $50 for a spot. Again, not that there's anything wrong with that, but not everybody wants to, and I get that. So that's how I got here. Let me widen this out so we don't get confused. There's my original list. All right, so I'm going to sort this by everybody's names. I know we've got a few folks, I think, that are breaking with us maybe for the first time in a long time in this, so if you happen to have any questions or anything, by all means put them in the chat. You know, I sure can't do that, Patrick. If I can't do the other, you know, I can't talk on the car and drive the phone. Not capable. Let me widen this out and get that off the screen there. Not capable of doing that at all. Okay, there we go. Again, if y'all have any thoughts on what I was talking about with the list on the hoops break, by all means, please put that in the chat or send me an email. I'm kind of curious about what everybody's feelings are about that. I would like to cut down the time we spend going through lists just because it seems not as productive as it could be. But at the same time, I don't want to make it difficult for people who enjoy the breaks. So it's kind of a catch-22. And we might try one out in a couple weeks. Like I said, I'm not going to like just blanket institute it on all the breaks or something, but we might try one in the next couple weeks and just see how it works and see what you all think about it. But I'd like to, unless there's just some adamant opposition, which I'll certainly listen to, of course, but I wouldn't mind trying it on one just to see how it works, to see if we could cut our list scrolling time down a little bit. I'd like to spend a little more time opening packs. Just something I was tinkering around with. No, Richard, my idea is, you know, I put the weekly schedule in a blog post on the website. So what I would do is, after I have this version of the list where it's sorted by everybody's names, I would basically take that and cut and paste that into a new blog post on the website. That way And let's say I would do that and I would wait 3 minutes before I start opening packs. So that way you've essentially got 3 minutes to go to the blog section of the website, open that post. You can scroll down to where your name is on the right and see which players you have. And I think it would just, yeah, and I could post a link to it in the chat. That way everybody could just kind of click on it. It would open up a new window for you, and it would just pop up, and you could scroll down, see who your players are, and then we start breaking. Because on longer lists, and I'll use this for, Hoops was like 420, this one's 402. It takes a little while to, even going quickly, it takes a little while to scroll through a big list like this. It's going to take probably like 7-8 minutes maybe, give or take a little bit. So if we could cut that down to 3, and I know that that's not a huge deal when you look at one break, cutting out 4 minutes, but when you do it over the course of 6 or 7 breaks, then all of a sudden that's a half hour. And I'm going to, and in the interest of full disclosure, I would like to be able to add and go at some point in the future, maybe go to a 7th or 8th break on Saturdays. But honestly, I don't want to break 4 hours, because I'm going to tell you why. I'm old and I wake up really early every day, even on the weekends. And I'm to that age, and some of you may know what I'm talking about, where you reach a certain age in life, you can't physically sleep in. Like 15 years ago, I could sleep till noon if I needed to. Well, I can't do that today. It just doesn't happen. I'm going to wake up at 7 regardless. So because of that, I don't want to break late into the night, but I don't want to start the breaks at 4 o'clock either, because nobody shows up because people are doing things, which I get too. And it, if you start too early, it interrupts people's dinner and all of that. So it's kind of a quandary on my end. I would like to be able to add another break or two, but I don't want to add a 4th hour to the schedule. I'd like to be able to do it in 3 hours, because honestly, that's about as long as I'm good for at this hour. Once we get past 9 o'clock, so you know what I'm talking about, Richard. Because I'm going to tell you another secret that breakers will never admit to, and I marvel at a lot of breakers that, they'll break 8 to 10, 12 hours in one stretch. I am not built like that. I'm good for 3. I can go 3.5 if I need to, but I'm just not one of those guys that I'm not going to sit here and break for 6 hours. I just don't have the mental bandwidth to do it, because I'm doing everything. I don't have an assistant or anybody running lists or doing this, or you all who break with me regularly know how it works. I'm the one updating the list and doing this and doing, so it's a little different, and it takes a lot of bandwidth, and frankly it wears me out. And I'm not saying that complain at all. I love doing this. It's fantastic. I look forward to it every week. But that being said, it is exhausting. So that's really kind of my modus operandi in trying to cut a little time out, is because as we get to where we're fortunate enough to where we sell things out quicker and we sell things out consistently, I'd like to get to a point where maybe we add a 7th or an 8th break. And if we do that list in that format, then maybe we have a little time and I don't have to go 4 hours to do it. So that's kind of, and I know that sounds stupid to some folks, because you see breakers that just, they'll break all day and all night and they're just fine. And honestly, I marvel at that, because I'm not built for it. DJ, what's your name? We'll scroll back up. I'm just about done with the list. So you bought the last spots. We'll scroll back up. I'm trying to think who bought the last spots. I should know. Let me take it off the screen and I'll go back to my admin screen and tell you. Give me just a second, Daniel. Now, Daniel, I showed that you had them in your cart, but you never went through with your cart. Your last name begins with the letter J, correct, Daniel? I showed that you had them in your cart, and that was about an hour and 15 minutes ago, but you didn't actually check out. And then the rest of the spots were bought up. But at about 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, you had them in your cart, but you didn't check out. So that's why you weren't on the list. Sorry about that. Yeah, and sometimes that happens because there were people buying them at that time. So that may have very well, sometimes that happens when we get real close to the end, then everybody jumps in to clear out the spots, and then your cart doesn't go through because they've already been sold. Which again kind of circles back to my point of why I want to add a 7th and 8th breaks possibly in the overtime. Well, all right. Now that I have went through the list, let's open our box and see what we get. Good luck, everybody. So this is a 10-pack box, 4 cards. I believe there's a rookie in every pack. That's why for the website I prefer this one over the 5-pack 4-card box. Get a little bit more rookie card content. So there are our packs. There's our empty box. I'm going to stack these up a little neatly here. Set them right there. Yeah, sorry about that, Daniel. Sometimes that happens, but it looks like you didn't push your cart through. Oh, kind of like a blind draw, Richard? Hey, Mark. Alrighty, pack number 1. David Johnson. Can't believe they traded DeAndre Hopkins for him. Fred Warner. And then we have a silver Preston Smith. But anyway, to circle back to what I was rambling on about before we started, if you happen to have any thoughts or opinions on the listing and doing it in the way I talked about, if you have any thoughts, pro or con, I would love to hear them. So you can put them in the chat or email me, just whatever you prefer. And we have a Michael Ojemudia rookie. See, I don't know how people feel about that with no list at all. I mean, I'm not opposed to it if everybody else is fine with it, but I don't know if everybody would like that. I just want to cut I just want to cut the time down. I'd like to be able to do more in less time, but not negatively impact everybody's experience. That's kind of my thoughts. And I'll say from a selfish standpoint, I'd like to be able to do it in a reasonable amount of time so I can enjoy it as well. Joe Namath. Travis Kelce. Well, see, that's what I was thinking, Mark. Cooper Kupp. Is that, I would post it. I would post it in a post, and we have a Terrell Lewis rookie. I would post it in a blog post and then pop the link in the chat. You click on the link, I mean, it shouldn't take more than a couple minutes to go through and see, because I sort the list in alphabetical order by everybody's name. So all of your players are together in that one spot. You scroll down to your name. Okay, I've got this player, and that player. And then you're kind of ready to roll. And if you happen to be watching on a computer, well, then you can have your list up on one part of the screen and the actual YouTube, on the other part of the screen. Or if you have dual monitors, one on one's monitor, one on the other. Although I know most people watch on their phones and tablets. Leonard Fournette. AP. J.K. Dobbins Emergent insert. I don't know, it's just something I was kicking around last week, trying to, I'm always tinkering, trying to improve things. And then we have a Trevon Diggs rookie. I don't know. We'll try, we may try it with one break in a week or two just to see how it works. But when I do, I will mention that in the break description, just so everybody knows. So if somebody maybe doesn't want to be a guinea pig in the process, they don't have to be. But I will state, hey, this break is going to be a test for our blog post list. But we'll probably do that in the next week or two just to see if it works. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Oh, we've got a little green pulsar. I wonder if it is a parallel or the auto. Kenny Stills. Kirk Cousins. Then we have a green pulsar Kez Watkins rookie autograph. So it was our auto. And then we have a Tyler Johnson rookie. Yeah, I wonder where Watson's going to end up. I wonder if he's going to be a part of some draft day deal, since there's so many quarterbacks that are projected to go high in the first round, if he'll be kind of involved in that mix of some sort of trade or whatnot, where the Texans end up with one of those high picks and can take one of those rookie quarterbacks. Yeah, I love those green pulsars. I like those, and I even like the pinks in the other mega boxes. Huh. We'll do this pack backwards. Little Jordan Love rookie. Not too bad there. And then we have a Demario Davis green pulsar. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, Richard. He's got a lot of control over his destiny, which is good. Good for him. Still, though, you just never know how that might be able to be worked out. If it gets him in the right situation, or the situation that he thinks is the right situation, you just never know what might happen. Then we have Ronald Jones and Dexter Lawrence. All right, next pack. Dan Marino. Max Crosby. Dante Fowler Jr. And a Jeff Okudah rookie. Next pack. Kyle Fuller. Michael Thomas. And then we have a Brandon Graham green Pulsar Prizm. And then Lindbaum Jr. Rookie. Yeah, I don't know if he went to the Jets. They just seem like such a failure of a franchise. I mean, they just, you know, they seem to exhibit very poor decision making on a lot of fronts. Julian Edelman. Malcolm Butler. The Boz. And then a Cole Kmet rookie. I wonder how committed the Dolphins are to Tua. Although he's a high pick, he showed flashes last year. I mean, he could certainly be their in-game solution. I think the draft will be fun to watch just because of all the intrigue. Yeah, I mean the endorsements and stuff, but if you're on a terrible team that sucks and the ownership's terrible and management is basically ignorant, I think that, you know, I don't know if all the money and the being in a bigger media market means that much. Like, I feel like that's probably one of the worst places in the NFL to play just because of that. No Mahomes yet. Oh, speaking of, little brilliance insert. And then a Marlin Davidson rookie. Pete, I like how you asked for the Mahomes and it just showed up. Last pack. Quinion Williams. Justin Simmons. Trey Flowers. And then a Jacob Eason rookie. No Richard, no Brady. No Brady in this box. It's good suggestive reasoning, though, Richard. I like, I like where you're coming from with that. Absolutely. Had to try, absolutely. Well, alrighty. Now that we have been through our box, let's go back through our list and see who got which cards. Alright. So we will start with our inserts. Of course, our first insert is our Patrick Mahomes Brilliant. I guess it would help if I put the screen up. There we go. See, this is why I don't like going that late into the evening, things like that. Patrick Mahomes. Going to Pete. Congrats on that. Asked for it, and it just popped out of the box. It's a Festivus Miracle. Our next insert is a J.K. Dobbins Emergent insert. And that goes to Keith. Congrats on that, Keith. Long time no see. And then next we'll go through our Prizm parallels. First is our Brandon Graham Green Pulsar Prizm. And that goes to Anthony. Congrats on that, Anthony. And then next is our Demario Davis Green Pulsar. And that goes to Brian. Congrats on that, Brian. And then next is our Preston Smith Silver. And that goes to Richard. Congrats on that, Richard. So next we'll go through our stack of rookies. First is our Marlin Davidson rookie. I swear I've pulled him in every single box of Prizm I've opened this year. And that goes to Evan. Congrats on that, Evan. Thanks for breaking with us this week. And then next is our Cole Kmet rookie. And that goes to Mark. How about that? Congrats on that, Mark. Little Cole Kmet rookie. And then next is our Lynn Bowden Jr. rookie. And that goes to Lawrence. Congrats on that, Lawrence. And then next is our Jeff Okuda rookie. And that goes to Josh. Congrats on that, Josh. And then next is our Tyler Johnson rookie. And that goes to Tom. Congrats on that, Tom. And then next is our Trayvon Diggs rookie. And that goes to Terry. Congrats on that, Terry. And then next is our Terrell Lewis rookie. And that goes to Brian. Doubling up. Congrats on that. And then next is our Michael Ojemudia rookie. And that goes to Robert. Congrats on that, Robert. And then next is our Jacob Eason rookie. And that goes to Freddie. Congrats on that, Freddie. Thanks for breaking with us this week. And then next, our last base rookie card is our Jordan Love rookie. And that goes to Dan. Congrats on that, Dan. Thanks for joining us. And then last but certainly not least is our Green Pulsar Prizm Kez Watkins rookie autograph. And that goes to Josh. Congratulations on that. Well, alrighty. That concludes our 2020 Panini Prizm Football Random Player 1 Mega Box break number 2. Thanks to everybody that bought spots in the break. As always, I appreciate you all supporting our breaks the way you do. Thanks to everybody that joined us in the live feed for the break this evening. And we'll be back here in a couple of minutes with our Donruss Optic Basketball Random Player break number 1. Thanks again, everybody.